Amen. We do give honor to the Spirit of God. That as you can see, if you allow him to move, he'll move. If you let him rest, rule, and abide in your life, he'll show up and show out. Amen. We truly thank our leadership of the house. We thank our evangelists, our elder, our minister, our deacons, our deaconess, our mother, amen, our first lady, and each and every one of you in your respectful places. Amos 3 and 3. I thank God for Brother Melvin and Brother Tuggerson on the drums. Amen. God bless y'all. Amos 3 and 3. It simply asks a question. It says, can two walk together except they be agreed? Can anybody answer that question? Can two walk together except they be agreed? Now watch this. I remember being in a wedding before. And before we get there, amen, I want to give you this. Let me give you the topic. Let me give you the topic so you can follow me. Marching to the same beat. Marching to the same beat. Do me a favor, tell your neighbor before we get started, get on beat. Come on, y'all ain't saying it right. Tell them, get on beat. Because Amos 3 and 3 just asks you the question, can two walk together except they be agreed? Now I can remember, like I was saying, being in some weddings before. And being in the weddings, Deacon Ralph, I remember the steps, and some of them was just, woo. You got to go 2 steps forward and turn to the right, back up, turn back to the left, do a split. Stand up, take 1 step forward, turn all the way around, do a backflip. You got to do this all the way down the aisle, right? And I'm just so lost. I'm like, oh, Sister Charity, I apologize for stepping all on your feet. I know I stepped on your good toe, but I'm trying to do whatever the steps say do. Sometimes the steps get too hard, though. Just like the gospel, sometimes a simple gospel, we overcomplicate it. We make people feel like they have to do something this way or that way, and God says, just do it the way I gave it to you. That's right. One thing about the word don't change. The way Genesis 1 and 1 was 2,000 years ago, Genesis 1 and 1 is still the same in 2019. Ain't nothing changed. In the beginning, it's still in the beginning. Hello, somebody. Amen. So, marching to the same beat. I learned something. When I was in those weddings, the ones where I had to do all the steps, I messed up, y'all. I was in the mirror the night before trying to get in. I just said, you know what, I'm just going to go. Ain't no sense in me. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I done been to rehearsal last night. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I done been trying. I'm washed down and sweat. The wedding at 1 o'clock. I ain't got it by now. I ain't going to get it. Amen. And I give up. That's how a lot of people are. When we overcomplicate things, they try to walk with us, and after a while they're like, man, you know what? I can't do this no more. Y'all too wishy-washy for me. Y'all two-faced. Y'all sometimes I can't do that. But I learned if you just keep things simple. In the weddings that I was in, that they told us, y'all, me and I don't know, I keep saying Sister Charity. Me and Sister Charity, we can walk down the aisle and just do a slow walk straight down the aisle. I'm good, just a slow walk. I can cheese all the way down the aisle. I know I'm on step. And then y'all know the other simple move that the wedding party used to have was what? Side to side. All you had to do, it was only one problem. The beginning. You had to just tell them we going to the left first. I was in my sister Kim's last wedding, and I remember the girl that was with me, she told me, go to the left first. Guess what I did? I said, we was just getting it. You know, I played it off like I was just snatching it. Yeah, I had to make them laugh a little bit. Then I got serious, but they don't know. I messed up. So when you get that left, they just tell you, just slow walk side to side. You can't mess up, right? So if we keep things simple, we can walk together and be agreed, right? Marching to the same beat. Now, do me a favor, since I just showed you how we ought to walk together. Do me a favor, look over at 2 Samuel chapter 6, verses 1 through 19. marching to the same beat. Don't overcomplicate things. Just keep it simple. Somebody shout, keep it simple. Keep it simple. 2 Samuel chapter 6. We're going to look at verses 1 through 19. If you don't mind, I like to work this thing real good. Amen. Marching to the same beat. 2 Samuel chapter 6, verses 1 through 19. When you got it, say, I got it. I got it. That don't sound like everybody. You there? 2 Samuel chapter 6, verses 1 through 19. It says, amen. Everybody got it? One more time. You got it? Say, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Got it. It says, again, David gathered together all the chosen men of Israel, 30,000. And David arose and went with all the people that were with him from Baal of Judah, to bring up from hence the ark of God, whose name is called by the name of the Lord of hosts, that dwelleth between the cherubims. Let's pause right there to catch us up to speed. David just got in power. All right. And for years, the ark of God was stolen. Y'all remember it was stolen, and David defeated the Philistines, and now he got favor. David is trying to establish his kingdom, and for so many years, everybody just let the enemy keep the ark. Nobody wanted to retrieve it. David said, I got to go and get the ark and bring the ark back. What is the ark? The ark is God's presence. Wherever the presence of God is, there's liberty. Wherever the presence of God is, things will always line up. Confusion and chaos can't rest, rule, and abide. Wherever God is, watch this, wherever the presence of God is, the devil and all of his hellhounds can't be present. Hello, somebody. Wherever the presence of God is, there's safety. Not only is the ark God's presence, it's also God's spirit. I feel your spirit all over me. That's what we say. It's in my hands, in my... There you go. So God's spirit the ark means God's spirit is all over you. The ark is also God's love. Anybody need God's love? The love of God is that he forgave you and didn't give you what you deserve. When I was a sinner man, sinner woman, I'm talking about I knew what I was doing. It ain't like I didn't know the sin. I knew the sin. Thank God for his love. Thank God that he looked beyond every one of my faults and said, you know what, I got to send my son down there to go redeem this boy, because this boy is headed to hell with gasoline draws on him. So God, the ark is God's love. The ark is also God's grace. Sometimes grace don't feel good. Sometimes grace means I'll let the sickness remain, but I'll strengthen you in the sickness. Sometimes grace means I'll let you go down to nothing, and then I'll build you back up. Anybody can shout, God, thank you for your grace, because whenever God's grace is present, the situation may look bad, but God said, I'll turn it around. Somebody shout, turn it around. Come on, you need God to turn something. Say, God, turn this thing around. You need God to turn your family around. Somebody shout, turn it around. You need God to turn your finances around. Say, God, turn it around. Watch this. If you need God to turn you around, somebody shout, turn me around. God's grace. Say, my grace is sufficient. It's more than enough for you. Not only is the ark his grace, it's also God's favor. Every morning I wake up, that's faithful. I may wake up and my body don't feel right deep, but guess what? That's God's favor. I tell you, my cousin, he don't go to church, but he said something that I'll never forget. He said, Monty, let me tell you, when God wake me up in the morning, he ain't got to do nothing else, because he's already done enough. He said, whatever I go through throughout the day, somebody say they don't like me, somebody spit in my face, somebody talk behind my back, he said, that's a bonus. He said, but when God has woke me up, that's all that I need. Somebody shout favor. Favor ain't fair, but favor is necessary. I thank God for his favor. The ark of God is also God's mercy. And it's God's goodness. Now the only thing that's missing is that inside of the church and inside of the believer is God's presence, God's spirit, God's love. I can't stand her. Yeah. Hey sis, I love you. That ain't God's love. God's love won't talk about people and then bless them at the same time. God's love won't let you talk down to me and then go around and try to lift somebody else up. God's love won't let you walk by me and won't speak, but break your neck for the one that don't care nothing about you. That ain't God's love. But so for years, we can say David and the church were missing the ark. They were missing everything that we just said. They were missing it. David said, no, we can't function like this. We got to go and get the ark back. And the ark is also the word. I can't let the word stay in the hands of unbelievers. Unbeliever with the word is a dangerous person. That's why so many of these churches pop up and the people don't have the credentials to be in position, but yet they pop up everywhere you go. Church of this, church of that, temple this, temple that. Man, they used to be Winn-Dixie, CVS, this, that. Now all that, they used to be looking good, today's mail, whatever. Now that's a church. Oh, one strip, 8 buildings, 7 churches. That's the truth. Some people, watch this, some people set up these churches because it's a means of finance. They done made some choices in their life. And every time they go and try to get a job, they say no, so they think, you know what, it's tax-free to be on the Lord's side. So they go and they set up these things and then they reel us in. Just because, guess what, they can sing a little bit. They sing a little bit and they get us. Then when you get there, you realize you done messed up. But it's too late then. So they were missing God in the church. David said, we got to go and get it. You see, verse 2, it says, and David arose. How many people did he have with him? 30,000. Think of it like this. David is the drum major. And David got 30,000 members in the band. And he told all of them, get your horn, get your flute. Rob, get your drum. Melvin, get your guitar. Donnie, bring the tambourine. Told everybody, get your instrument. And come on, let's go. It says, and David arose and went with all the people that were with him from Baal of Judah to bring up from thence the ark of God, whose name is called by the name of the Lord of hosts, that dwell between the cherubims. Y'all know in between the cherubims and the ark, there's this thing called the mercy seat. And the mercy seat is the place where God will sit and dwell amongst his people. In the church, you can say this right here could be the mercy seat. This is the place where God will speak to his people. Be here. Since it ain't what it looked like. I'm with you, yea, to the ends of the earth. Even though it looked like I ain't with you, I'm with you. Not only am I with you, I'm before you. You catching up to me. Bruh, it don't look right, but I promise you, keep your eyes on me. It'll make sense. It's just like you got scales in your eyes. Keep walking with me. I'll knock the scales off and give you clear vision. In the mercy seat, there's these angels that all day long they turn and they cry, holy, one to the other. Holy bounce from one side to the other. Holy bounce back over this way. And all they're doing, they're not worshiping each other. That's our problem nowadays. We worship man. You know, we worship this one and that one and that one. You lift this one up and God always get put second fiddle. Amen. But these cherubims, all they do is they worship God. When I come into church, I don't come worried about what Brother Trey got on. I don't worry about what Sister Sadie got on. Mother Emerson, I love that hat, but I ain't worried about your hat. When I come in here, I come in first and foremost to give God some glory. I come in the house of God to acknowledge him. When I come in your house, I'm going to acknowledge your house. I'm going to respect your house. When we out there, I'm going to respect what's there. Amen. But when I'm here, I must respect God. That's right. That's right. Verse 3, it says, and they set the ark of God upon a new cart and brought it out of the house of Abinadab that was in Gibeah. And Uzzah and Ahiah, the sons of Abinadab, drave the new car. First mistake that they had, God never told them to carry the ark on the back of a cart. He told them, he said, there are men that are sanctified and anointed that must carry the ark on their shoulders. There's a pole that goes through some hoops, and you put the ark in the middle, and only the people that are qualified to touch the ark should touch the ark. He never said put it on the back of the car. He said tote the word. See, sometimes we look for shortcuts. It's easier for me to put the word there. I put the word on you, and you must live right. You know, God say all of us must live right. Don't look at my sin, look at yours as well. Amen, somebody. Don't look at my downfalls, look at your downfalls. You ain't got it all together, I ain't got it all together, but don't look down on me. So David and the band then put the ark on the back of the cart, right? And it says that Uzzah and Ahiah, these two brothers are driving the cart. Now watch what's happening. Verse 4, it says, and they brought it out of the house of Abinadab, which was at Gibeah, accompanying the ark of God, and Ahiah went before the ark. And verse 5 is where we get our text today. And David and all the house of Israel played before the Lord on all manner of instruments made of fir wood. Brother, do me a favor, you got them drumsticks? Clap them drumsticks together. No, you can beat them, you can hit them. But the drumsticks are made of wood, you see? They had all the instruments, the wood, even on harps and on psalteries and on timbrels. Bro, you still got it turned on? Do me a favor, give me just a little bit. Just let your fingers walk down that thing one time. I hear you. So they had the instruments going. Bro, do me a favor, hit the cymbal one time. Because it says, and timbrels. The timbrel is also a cymbal. Watch this. Oh, Lord. All right. So they had everything going. Y'all, can y'all picture? Oh, they showing out marching. David say, I got the ark. I got the presence of God. I got the favor of God. I got the love of God. I got the grace of God. I got the mercy of God. I got everything. I'm taking it back. David is leading them. I told y'all how the drum major, you know, they just be in it, boy. David is showing up out front, just getting down, but something happened. Verse 6, it says, and when they came to Nashon's threshing floor, it says, Uzzah put forth his hand to the ark of God and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it. Verse 7, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and God smote him there for his error. And there he died by the ark of God. Now I told y'all a little while ago, the only people that could touch the ark were the ones that God chose. Uzzah wasn't the one that was chosen. Uzzah did what a lot of us would do. He saw the word being mishandled, and he thought he could catch it, and he messed around and died. Now watch this. God began to show me. He said, when the church is not on the marching to the same beat, somebody can die. Not die spirit, not die physically, but they can die. Come on, y'all know what it is. They can die spiritually. They get to the point, you know what, I don't even want to go to Nolan. They got to make themselves or force themselves to go to church. And then that's why church started at 11, folks come in 12:45. I'm just here for 15 minutes. That's all I got in me today. They better not say nothing to me, because I'm 2 shakes away from somebody here today. I promise. And you ain't supposed to swear, but you know we come in. I swear to God, I'm right there. I'm on my last nerve, now I'm telling you. I ain't telling me. And it's because we're not on the same beat. Now watch this. If the guitar player and the drummer are on the same beat, but the keyboard player is off, everybody that's singing is going to be off. Because they died to... Y'all ever been somewhere where they were singing and all of a sudden they just kept looking? Oh, watch this. If guitar player and the keyboard player are together, but the drummer off, you see somebody singing and they trying to do like this, it's because you off. You messing up the whole song. Now do me a favor, Melvin. Give me a little bit, give me some of the little beat to it. Bro, grab your sticks, bro. Give me some of the little beat to it. Now beat a little bit, bro. Do they sound like they together? It don't sound right? And I'm sitting here, I'm trying to sing, and one of y'all. Now do me a favor, do that again. Watch this. When we're marching to the same beat, do the same thing. Now, beat the drum. Walking together. You done walked off and left me. You done did this. You playing that. We supposed to be playing. You singing this. We singing that. So the band, one of the band members, Uzzah, I bet he was on the back of that thing. He would probably get down because I know David, he was a rugged man. So I know David, they were playing something like that probably. Something with a little tune to it. And Uzzah, when the cart hit the threshing hole, the ark began to move. Yes. In other words, I believe God said, get me off of here. I told you, carry me. I ain't supposed to be on the back of no cart. All right. You supposed to earn me. You ain't just supposed to give me away like that. All right. The way that you handle me is how I handled you. All right. I handled you with care. Yeah. I took time to create you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, but yet you treat me any kind of way. God said it won't stand. It won't stand. If you don't want me, then somebody got to die. So here it is. It said, verse 7, you see for itself, it said, the anger of the Lord was against us. God smote him there for his error, and there he died by the ark of God. Verse 8, and David was displeased. The band leader, he don't want to be the band leader now. The drum major, he like, oh my God, because the Lord had made a breach upon Uzzah. He killed Uzzah. And he called the name of the place Perazur to this day. Verse 9, and David was afraid of the Lord that day and said, how shall the ark of the Lord come to me? It's simple. How can I be blessed? It's simple. Do the things that God wrote in his word. How do I come out of this situation I'm in? Go to the script. You know, whenever you're sick, what does the doctor do? He writes you a prescription. If you got a sickness in your body, go to the Word. In the Word, there's a scripture. Matter of fact, there's 66 books of scriptures. And I guarantee you, there's something in there for you. There's something in there for me. And so, David would not remove, verse 10, the ark of the Lord unto him into the city of David. But David carried it aside into the house of Obed-Edom, the Gittite. He had a bright idea. I'm just going to drop it off over here because I can't handle this word right now. And the ark of the Lord, verse 11, continued in the house of Obed-Edom, the Gittite, 3 months. And the Lord blessed Obed-Edom and all his household. When you handle the word right, your whole house will be blessed. When we handle the word right in the church, the whole church will be blessed. I heard elders say this is going to be a house of deliverance, a house of healing. Only way to get there, we got to handle the word correctly. If we handle the word wrong, somebody may come in and we have more funerals than we do deliverance. Hello, somebody. I don't know about you, but I want to line it up with the word. I want to get on the same beat with the word. If the word said the wages of sin is death, I don't want to take him and try him with it. I'm just going to say, Lord, you're right. You're right. You said hell enlarge yourself. I don't want to go. I'll take your word for it. You said it's 7 times harder. I'll take your word for it, God. I know it's 100 degrees outside, and I know how I sweat now. I know you turn it up 7 degrees or 7 times harder. Oh my God, I can't handle this. But Obed-Edom and all his household was blessed because they handled the word with care. They accepted the favor. They accepted the grace. They accepted the mercy. Verse 12, and it was told King David 3 months later, saying, the Lord had blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that pertained unto him because of the ark of God. It wasn't because Obed-Edom was this, that, or the other. It was because the presence of God was there. No lack was in the house. No sickness was in the house. They had more than enough. They had not only more than enough, they had more. Amen. They had an abundance to bless somebody else in the house. So David was sitting there, the drum major, he said, oh my God, we were playing the wrong song. See it for yourself. It said, so David went and brought up the ark of God. David had to think about it. God, you said not anybody could handle the word.
All right.
But you have chosen people to hear it.
Yes, sir. That's right.
It's supposed to be carried a certain way.
That's right.
David said, I was too busy in a hurry that I made a simple mistake. And I forgot how to handle you. You know, when we get in position, that's what happens. Sometimes we forget that we were once there. Just because now you're here. Now your head, you can't get in the office now because your head's so big. But you forgot you used to be the janitor. Just because they didn't move you to the office, you a secretary now. You don't forget, you used to clean toilets just like I clean toilets. You used to mop the floor like I used to mop the floor, like I mop the floor. Don't get all big and high and mighty because you done got a little door open. And so David, he realized, I got to go back and handle the word the way that God, you said, handle it. I got to get all the soldiers, all the men, and the men that are with me, we got to get on the same beat. And says, so David went and brought up the ark of God. He brought it up the right way from the house of Obed-Edom into the city of David with gladness. When you handle the word the right way, you'll have gladness. And it was so that when they that bare the ark of the Lord had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed oxen and fatlings. And David danced before the Lord with all his might. And David was girded with a linen ephod. See, when you handle it right, you can go 6 steps and you can't help it but get your one in. Because God, you done brought me 6 steps forward. I used to be 6 steps back. Hello, somebody. But God, when you bring me forward, I'm going to praise you right here where I am. I'm going to praise you and realize you ain't going to just leave me right here. There's 6 more paces that I'm going. May not seem like you went far, but 6 paces from where you used to be. Watch this. 6 days from where you used to be. There were some folks that were in the ICU 6 days ago. But now they're breathing and walking and whatever on their own. 6 paces. That's all I need, God. Thank you that I ain't back where I used to be 6 months ago. Think back 6 months ago where you were. 6 paces. God, it don't seem like you brought me far, but ooh, you brought me a mighty long way. Amen, somebody. And so, it say David danced with all his might. The flag girls, with all their might. They wasn't just back there just... No, they were really what? They were going at it. And it said, verse 15, so David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord with shouting. Let me ask you this question. Has the Lord been good to anybody? Watch this. I don't know who you are, but you just got your ark back. Spirit just told me you just got your ark back. But there's something that has to happen when the favor of God is coming. Verse 5, it says, they brought up the ark Grab your ark, grab your ark. Somebody grab your ark. Your ark is in your heart. The ark is in your heart. Grab it. Your word have I hidden against, so that I may not sin against you. The ark is here. The love of God is here. Grab your heart. You got your heart. Now it says, now that you got your heart back, you got your mind back, you got all your stuff back in order. It says they made a shout.
All right. Yeah.
I heard Sister Tracy, I heard us, she gave out a shout.
Yes, all right. Yes,
if you got your arm back, I dare you right there where you are to let out a shout. Y'all don't sound like you got your ark yet. Come on. You think, the way that you know you got to think back. You done walked 6 paces. God, I thank you for where you brought me from. Hallelujah, Jesus. God, I thank you for how you blessed my body. God, I thank you for bringing me out of bondage. God, I thank you for releasing me when I was in there. God, I thank you for liberty. Come on, somebody raise up a shout. God, I thank you for my job. God, I thank you for my children. God, I thank you for my husband. house of Israel. Pastor Monty and all the house of Nolan brought up the ark of the Lord. What was missing? We done found it and brought it back. We may have made a mistake earlier and didn't handle it the right way, but we got it now. Somebody say, I got it now. I got it now. Now that I have it, I won't lose it again. Verse 16, it says, and as the ark of the Lord came into the city of David, it said, Michael, Saul's daughter, looked through a window and saw King David leaping and dancing. They saw Pastor Monty leaping and dancing before the Lord, and she despised him in her heart. I got news for you. If it looked bad now, you just wait. If I'm getting on your nerves now, just give me a little bit more time, because God ain't through with me yet. I'm going to really get under your skin in a minute. And you're going to be able to walk by and smell the Holy Ghost on me in a little bit. Keep right on. Amen. I'm going to be able to wipe my brow and throw it on you and you get hit with it in a minute. And keep playing with it. Amen. See, look now, you're going to always have somebody that's going to look at you and got something negative to say. That's all right. It don't take all that. You don't know what these 6 paces have looked like. Somebody died along the way. So we had to bury somebody. Amen. Now that I got it, I don't care how you look at me. Look at me funny. But watch how I keep getting blessed. That's why I tell folks, the more you praise him, the more he'll show up. The more you throw blessings his way, he'll throw blessings your way. The more obedient you are to him, the more he'll show you grace, favor, and mercy in return. Amen. Verse 17, and they brought in the ark of the Lord and set it in its place. You put the word right there. It ain't going nowhere. Your word have I hid in my heart, so that I may not sin against you. Lord, I know better now, so I hide it right there. Don't do that. God don't like when I do that. God said don't sin, don't do this. Lord, I put that right there, so I won't do it. I did it before, I don't want to do it again. I was two-faced with you before, God, but now I say God only got one face, and when they're looking for you, let them find you and me. Can anybody say that, Lord, when they're looking for you, let them find you in me. Amen. So, we have to get on the same beat, y'all. If we don't get on the same beat, one person off beat, throw everybody else off. Amen. Y'all come to your feet. Amen. To God be the glory. Hopefully you got something. Yeah. While y'all standing, amen. Deacon brothers, y'all go ahead and get the finance table.